basically okay, today we'll discuss about logical operators. .js. Okay, there are basically three logical operators. One is and. So it is represented as like this. Next is or. It is represented as pipe symbol 2, and next is not, represented like this. Okay, so let's discuss about these three. Generally it will be expression, you will write as expression 1 and expression 2. So expression is some condition here. Let's say if you use if statement, if you generally this expression 1 and expression 2 are some conditional statements. Okay, some conditions. So if these two conditions are satisfied, then only it is true. If any of these conditions is not satisfied, then it is false. That is the usage of AND operator. Okay, so if we see an example, let's say let a equal to true and let b equal to false. Again, let's say let c equal to, again let's say true. Okay, so if I say console dot a and b. Okay, so let's discuss what we'll get after that. Console dot log, let's say a and c. Console dot log a and b and b and c. So what do you think will be the outputs for these three? So for the first one, okay, okay, so you're saying a and b is true. Okay, a and c, a and b and c. Okay, but yeah, let's see, it's a bit wrong there, one wrong you mentioned. So let's see what that is. Logical operators .js space, yeah, space, yeah. Okay, so if you see, a is true here, right? A is true, expression 1 is true, b is false. So in order for this to be true, for and, both should be true in order for it to be true for the whole. Okay, so for and, if both are true statements, then only the final answer would be true. Okay, this should, a should be true, b should be true, then only the result will be true for and. Okay, so because a is true and b is false, we got false. Okay, one is true and other is false, so that's why it is false. And if you see a and c, a is true, c is also true, that's why we got the result true. Okay, for a and b and c, a is true, b is false, c is true, right? So the end result will be false, because all for ands and operators, all expressions, okay, all expressions or all operands, you will say, generally all operands should be true, then only the result will be true. Okay, so that is for and. So yeah, we can take multiple examples, right? If you want, yeah, we can say just simple one example. Let age of a person, if you say let's 25, right? And let he has a driving license. License. Let's say he has driving license true. Okay. So in if statement, I can say, right, if age must be greater than or equal to 18, if age is greater than or equal to 18, uh, sorry, and so I need two conditions, right? Two expressions for and at least. So age greater than or equal to 18, and he should have driving license, let's say. So and has driving license should be true. Okay. So has driving license, okay, should be true, and age should also be greater than or equal to 18. If these two conditions satisfy, I can say you can drive. Okay. Console dot log, I can say, yeah, you are eligible to drive. Drive. Okay. So or else you cannot drive. Okay. So or else same, I'll write this, copy this. You are not eligible to drive. Okay. So let's say if I say this, okay. So because age is 25 and it is satisfying greater than or equal to 18, and has driving license is also true. That's why you are eligible to drive. Okay. Let's say his age is 25, but he doesn't have any driving license. Okay. So one of the condition is failing here. Right? Then you'll get this one. Then you should get this one, right? Yeah. Let's see. So yeah. So you're not eligible to drive. Okay, because one is, even though one is true, the other is false. So for and operator, both conditions should be true. Okay, yeah, that is for and. Any questions still here? uh, I think or is it's easier, right? So similarly you can I'll just comment this out, we'll see or now. So similarly I can say let a I can I'll take these three same conditions. Okay, I'm saying a equal to true, b equal to false, and let's say a1 b1 c1 instead of abc, because abc already declared, right, initialized. So and I'm saying this same things here, instead of and I'm writing or. Actually we can use a only instead of declaring. So here a or b, right, instead of and I'm placing or. So here what do you think the output would be? Very good. Yeah, all three conditions are true. So I'll just comment this out. Okay, so observe the last one. So all the three are true. Yeah, so I'll comment this one as well. Yeah. We can take an example like so if so generally we use for either this or that, right? So let's say if yeah, let's say for weekend, let sorry let weekend equal to true, right, and let holiday is holiday, is weekend and is holiday equal to true. say this holiday equal to false. Okay. So we can say if is weekend or is holiday, then we can say, yeah, no work. Okay, let's say no working day, or you can say relaxed day. Let's say else you can say it's a working day. Any doubt? So here we get relaxed day. Why? Because either one of them should be true, right? Let's say if it is a working day, that means it's not a weekend. If it's not a weekend, let's say false, right? Then because both are false, it's a working day. Yeah, this is about or. So one last one is logical not. Logical not. So basically it inverts the Boolean value. Let's say uh, inverts the Boolean value. Not means opposite generally, right? So let is op is open, is shop open, let's say, okay, is equal to true, and let is shop closed is equal to false. So if I say console.log not is is shop open, let's say, is shop closed or open, let's say, shop open. So what do you think we will get? Yeah, so is shop open is true because we are saying not is shop open, it gives false, right? Similarly for this one, console.log not is shop closed. Okay, so yeah, so here, so true become false and false became true because we are saying not of that. Okay, yeah, we can, yeah, this is about logical operators. Any questions, any doubts? So generally in real situations you can use it for, let's say there's a username and password, right? So for a user to log in, both username and password should be valid, right? So if username, uh, let's say if it matches with the database, with the value stored in the database, right, and also the password matches with the value, then only he should be able to log in, right? So that in practical ways we use that this AND operator. So both username and password should be should both the conditions should be true, right? Then only he should be able to log in, or else he should not, right? And similarly for OR, generally there will be admin permissions, right? So if he should be an admin and he should have permissions, let's say, either he should have permissions or either he should be in admin role, let's say. So if either he is an admin or, so we use OR operator, and or he has permission to access particular page. Okay, so that's how in real situations we use these and or operators. Yeah, clear, right? let's go to conditional statements. Conditional statements. So here, I think we already are from the beginning lesson itself. We are using if statements, right? So basically, if is a conditional statement. So if statement, yeah. Generally, it has if some condition, right? Some condition and flower bracket. Okay, and you have some code here. Yeah, some code. So this is the syntax basically, right? So this I will just comment it out. Yeah, so this is the syntax. Uh, so yeah, like we already saw, let age, if age is greater than or equal to 18, right? Then you are called as adult. Let's say so. So that kind of thing you can write for if statement. So I think if is clear anyway now, right? Yeah. So and else statement as well. So else statement. So even this one we saw. So what is the syntax? If condition, if this condition satisfies, execute this code. Okay, execute this code. Else, so else will be written after this flower braces. Okay, so if here inside there should be some condition, right? If some condition is satisfied, execute this code. Else you'll write here. Else, okay, another flower bracket. Okay, else execute this code. Any doubt? So hello. Yeah, clear, right? Yeah, so let's just in so there can be, yeah. So says for both of this, let's see one simple example and we can grab this else statement. So that's the syntax of else statement. So if we say let age equal to some 18 or some 15, let's say he's not an adult. Okay, if age greater than or equal to 18, sorry, greater than or equal to 18, this is a condition, then execute the code. That code is, let's say it's a console statement, console.log. You are an adult basically. You are an adult. Okay, so if this is else, console.log, you are a minor, right? You are, so which statement will execute now? Yeah, so yeah, so that's how this one works. Logical operator output is it? Yeah, I did say, but that I did not put conditional statements. Conditional statements .js. Yeah, so you are a minor. So that is about if else. So there is another one which is if else. Sorry, else if. Okay. So this is only else statement. Now it is else if. So it is else if. Okay. So you say if the syntax is if some condition, right? If this satisfies, execute this code, right here. If else, generally we write else, right? But here we are writing else if. Again we are putting some condition here. Okay, else if condition 2. So let's say this is condition 1. Here it is condition 2. So else if condition 2 satisfied, uh, execute this code. Okay, execute this code. Okay, if nothing is satisfied, else finally else statement. Okay, so else if is followed by else. Okay, so if nothing is, both the conditions are false. Okay, here here if execute this code if condition 2 is true, right? Condition 2 is true. Okay, here above it is if condition 1 is true. Condition, right? So but here if both conditions are false, execute this code if both the above conditions are false, right? Yeah, if both the conditions, both condition 1 and condition 2 is false. So this is basically the syntax of the else if. If you use else if, it should be like this in general. Okay. The thing is, you can use any number of else if statements. Okay, in between, but at the end it will be ended with else statement. Okay, we'll see that example. Okay, so this here. So for this, let's say some score. Okay, score equal to, let's say person got 85, and let's say we are having some conditions for score. So score, if score is greater than equal to 90, then we say console.log is grade A. Okay, grade A. So else if, right? Again, you're saying here also there's some condition we need to put. So score, let's say here it is greater than or equal to 80. Okay, so it is 2 times. Okay, yeah, greater than or equal to 80. We are saying console.log grade B. Again, I can use any number of else if statements, right? Else if score uh, greater than or equal to 70, right? I can say console.log it is grade C. So finally, you can put n number of conditions like this, right? C, D, E, F, and so on. So else, you can finally say else, right? Only else condition. There is no condition here, but else will only execute when all the above conditions are not satisfied or false. Okay. So at the time, so we can say console.log, let's say grade F. Clear? So here, because what will be the output for this? Uh, yeah, so that's good thing, but the thing is, once it the condition satisfies, right? If this condition doesn't satisfy, then only it goes to the next condition. Okay, because this condition already satisfies here, because 85 is greater than 80, and this condition is satisfied already, so it will execute this condition and finally comes out. So any one of the else conditions else if, will be executed. right? If some condition is satisfied, then it will not go on to see the other conditions, because it is else if. Okay, if this doesn't happen, then only go to the next step. Okay, yeah, yeah. So the output, what should be the output then? Grade B. Yeah. Okay, right. Just comment this down. Yeah, so it is grade B. Any doubt? So that is about else if statement. So there is another nest if statements. So I think it's better to see that. Oh, sorry, here I didn't save it. It is still grade. Yeah, grade B. Okay. Next is nested if statements. Okay, it's same as if statements, but we are nesting the if under the if statements itself. So I'll give an example. Let's say uh, if number is equal to 10, let's say, right, and I'm giving some condition where number is, if number is greater than 0, I'm saying it's positive. Okay, console.log, I'm saying number is positive, right? So now the nested, sorry, this is should be in the string. So if number is positive and I'm writing, okay, once this condition satisfies, then only I want to do another conditions. Okay, so and I'll say if once this number is greater than 0, once the number is positive, okay, I want to check whether it is even or odd. Okay, so for this again, inside if I'm writing another if statement. Okay, can you see here? Hello? Yeah, yeah. So this number for number should be greater than if num percentile 2. So basically the reminder, you are saying num percentile 2 means it gives the reminder. Okay, if num percentile 2 is equal to 0, right, uh, then we can say console.log number is even. Yeah. So number is even. Okay, else console.log number is odd. So here, if this whole thing is till here, it's all under if statement. Okay, inside if statement there is another if condition. Okay, so this is nothing but the nested if. Nested if is used when the initial condition is satisfied, then you are trying to uh, do uh, more calculation or more coding on that value. Any doubt? Hello? Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, multiple inside, yeah, multiple if else if you can use, and multiple ifs you can use. I can say this is one if, I can say another if here. Okay, yeah, I can use that. Yeah, that's not a problem. Yeah. Any doubt? Yeah. Okay, so if I execute this, what will get? So number is positive and number is even, so these two. Once number is positive, and because here number 10, number equal 10 we have given, so that number gives a reminder 0, that's why, and it prints out this number is even. Any doubt? that is about nested if. So there is one last conditions statement which is called switch statement. What is it? It's called switch statement. Switch statement. So I'll give the syntax here. Generally, switch statement is like this. Switch is a keyword. Okay, like if is a, as a if is a keyword. Similarly, switch is a keyword. Okay. So here inside, like we need to put some expression, and uh, we can see whether the values of that expression using case statement. So we generally call it as switch case statements. Switch case statements. Okay. So generally we say here case. So if that expression has value 1, okay, then execute the following code. Okay. Execute this code. Okay. Next case, if it has value 2, okay, then execute this code. Okay. So similarly you can have n number of cases. Okay. You can also have a break statement. So once this statement is executed, you don't want to continue anymore, right? Then you can say break. That means it will come out of condition, this switch condition, switch loop. Okay. So switch statement. So you can add here n number of cases. Okay. Case 1 value, case value 1, case value 2, case value 3, and so on. Okay. I'll also put case value 3. Okay. Value 3. Okay, and execute. It will execute this code when it gets satisfied. Okay, so but at the end it should end with a default statement. If none of the conditions are none of the values are equal to this expression, right? None of the values are satisfied, then it will go to default statement, default condition. Okay, so here code will be executed if any of the expression doesn't match any case. Okay, if the expression doesn't match any of the case. Okay, executes this code when any of the when the expression doesn't match any of the value, any doesn't match any case. So when expression doesn't match any of the case. Any doubt? So this is the syntax. Okay, we'll see some simple example. Okay. Yes, it comes out of the loop. Yeah, not loop. It's a statement, switch statement. Yeah, it goes to default. But here I think I forgot to put the break statement in the first case. Let's see. So here in the first case as well we put break. Okay, so every case statement will have a break statement as well. So whenever this condition is satisfied and the code is executed, once the code is executed, it will execute the break statement and comes out of the switch statement. Yeah, so for every case there will be a value which is which it matches with the expression, and then if that satisfies, then it will execute the code. Once it executes the code, it will execute the break statement and comes out of the switch statement. Yeah, we'll see an example based on this. Yeah, okay, so I'll comment this. It's a syntax basically. So I'll put some, let's say we have, if we take weekdays, let's say if day equal to 1, then it's a Monday. Day equal to 2, it's Tuesday, and so on. Yeah, so day, if day, let day equal to, let's say 3. Okay, and let day name, we are giving it as we need to find the day name, okay, based on the number. So switch statement I'm showing. So if day is if day is 1, then we call day name as Monday, right? If day equal to 2, we call day name as Tuesday, right? So here we are checking the day basically. So whether day is 1, 2, 3, or something like that, okay? So we are checking day, so therefore expression here is day. If day, okay, in this case statements, if day is case value 1, what that is, let's say 1, okay, if day equal to 1 here, okay, we execute, we say day name, sorry, day name equal to Monday, right? So yeah, and we say break, okay. Similarly, case 2, case 2 is day is equal to 2. If day equal to 2, okay, okay, then we say, I'll say this, okay, we say day name equal to Tuesday, okay. I think again I'll say break. You understand the pattern, right? Yeah, so I'll copy this and then, yeah, this, oh, copy, paste. So here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. So this last one will be the default, okay. So default here, and here we can say, here no need of break statements, we can just execute the code here. So here I can put any invalid, let's say console dot log in invalid day, okay. So here if I say, okay, I'll save it, so case 1 is Monday, 2 is Tuesday, 3 is Wednesday, if it is 4, if day is 4, it is Thursday, if day is 5, it is Friday, 6, and then 7, okay. So what should be the uh, output then for this? And so it should give Wednesday, right? Yeah. So if you see, did I save it? I did save. Sorry. I should put console.log statement here. Print, right? I didn't print it out. Console.log day name. Yeah, I need to print it out. Yeah, so it is Wednesday. Read out. So that is print switch statement. Any questions till now? So I think this is the overall condition statements. Any question? Yeah. Okay. Let's see loops. You're okay to continue, right? Okay. Let's see loops. Loops.js. Okay. This is. I think this we haven't seen yet. Okay. So there are few loops. That means looping generally it will execute the block repeatedly, okay, until a specified condition is satisfied. Okay, so it has JavaScript has several types of loops. Okay, for, while, do while, for off, and for in. Okay, let's see one by one. Okay, so for loop. The syntax would be for, like if on, like if condition, right? But here in place of condition we have three different expressions. So one is you have to initialization, three different phases you have. Initialization, okay, and after that you have a semicolon like this, and then condition, and then increment. Why this unconditional condition, and then it is increment. If you see the example we'll get to know, but this is the syntax. Okay, so generally we have code will be present here to execute. Okay, code to be executed. Okay, so this is the syntax. So for have for, after for you have, for is a keyword. We have a brackets. In brackets we have three expressions, like one is in for initialization, another is for condition, and another is for increment, and each one is separated by a semicolon. Okay, and there will be flower brackets where we put all the code inside. Okay, so this is the syntax. I'm commenting it. Okay, next. Okay. So let's see an example. So for, so if I want to increment, if I want to print a number, print out. Okay, so I want to print out first 5 numbers. Okay, in 1 2 3 4 5 like that I want to print out. Okay, simple example. So for that I need to first initialize. This is initialization. Initialization is nothing but you need to declare a variable. Let's say I. Okay, let I equal to, initially we are initializing it to 0. Okay, let I equal to 0. Okay, so I want to print first 5 numbers, right? Or let's say I want to print from 0 to 4. 0 to 4, that those are the first five numbers from 0 to 4. Okay, so I want, so I need to mention the condition when to stop the printing, when to stop the loop. I need to provide the condition. So that's why this second one is condition. Okay, so until I less than until I less than 5. Okay, because I want to print from 0 to 4, it should not get till 5. Okay, uh, until less than 5 it should loop. Okay, so every time it is looping it should increase the value of I, next one, so that is increment. Okay, so I plus plus, I plus means I equal to I plus 1, so every time it is incrementing its value by 1. Okay, so once we say that, after that we can provide the code. So here I want to print it, so I'm saying console dot log. Okay, so I'm saying number to be printed. Okay, I'm just giving a number as a text number. I need to print the number I. Okay, whatever the value of I want to print. Okay, so here I can put comma like this, and then this is the text I want to appear before every number. Okay, so this is what I'm now. So let's see. So here node loops, right? Loops dot js. Okay, enter. So if you see here, we got number 0, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. What is happening every time? It initially we have initiated it to initialized it to 0, right? From that 0 it come here, it is less than 5, right? It's less than 5, so it comes inside. Okay, and it prints the number 0. but before going to again loop, it sees the last value, last increment here. So whatever we place here, so 0, it says I plus plus, so it will increase the value to add 1 to the number which we have. So initially we have 0, it will add the number 1 to 0, then it becomes 1. Now I becomes 1, so again the condition is less than 5, so 1 by 1. Okay, so 1 becomes 2, and 2 is less than 5, true, therefore it again prints the number 2. Okay, again it will increment to 3. 3 is less than 5, it is true, therefore it will print number 3. Okay, similarly for 4, but when it comes to 4, after printing 4, again it goes back to incrementing it. Once it increments, it becomes 5, right? So again it checks the condition, 5 is less than 5, that is false, therefore it will come out of the for loop. Any doubt? Yeah, so that is about for loop. Okay, next is there is another loop which is while loop. So most of the time we use uh, for loop, but yeah, others also important, we'll check. Yeah. Okay, so let's see the syntax first. So while is like if statement, while and then just condition. Okay, and then flower brackets. Okay, any doubt? Yeah, so here the code will be executed. Yeah, code will be executed. So but generally there is other things as well for this, I'll let you know, but here this is basically this is the basic syntax. Okay, so now I say while we'll see an example. So it's same like for. Okay, it's similar to for, there's no change, but only thing is whatever we are doing here, we are doing everything inside the brackets, right? That is now splitted into different parts in the while statement. Okay, so for we have initialized here, right? So that we have to do first before while statement starts. Okay, so let I equal to 0. I'm doing the same thing, printing the 4 numbers again, 5 numbers again. Okay, 0 to 4. So let I equal to 0. Let's say maybe for difference I'll take 1. Okay, I equal to 1. Now I want to print till 5. 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, yeah. So instead of 1 0, I'm taking 1 here to get the differentiation. Okay, or if it is confusing, then let's print out the same. Okay, yeah, let's print out the same. So let I equal to 0. Okay, in for inside the brackets we initialize the value, right? For so here also, here outside we are doing it. Okay, now once you do that, I'll start writing the while statement. While, inside while there is only condition, right? In the syntax, if you see, while, after while, inside bracket we are only having condition here, right? So so that condition will apply here. So the condition we are applying is I should be, sorry, I is less than 5. That's the condition. Okay, after that we are uh, printing, we are trying to execute the statements here. So let's say I have to print, right? So I'm printing console dot log same. I'll do the same here, so I'll copy the same thing. So same thing I'm doing. Okay. So I'm printing the number with I value. Okay, so but what is other one which is missing here? We can directly execute this, but the problem is we don't what is the problem with this? Yeah, we need to increment. Why? If we don't increment, what will happen? Yeah, it will continue to execute infinite number of times, and it will fill up the memory cache and everything, and with right. there will be some issues. Okay, so we need to be very careful while writing while statement, because there is a chance of forgetting, incrementing things, and so it's better to use for loop rather than while statement. Okay, so but while, so we have to increment here, so I'm using that increment in the end. So I equal to general I plus plus, I'm using it in the end, right? So it's same as for, but all the inside brackets what we are doing in for, it's split into three different stages, three different parts. Okay, one is outside initialization, outside the while, condition inside the uh, brackets, and the increment is inside the inside this flower brackets. Yeah, yeah. So I'll comment the for statement for now and see what we'll get. Okay, so here, yeah. So you got the same, right? Yeah. Till here, any doubts? Yeah. So that is about while, right? Next there is do while. Okay, do while, do while statement. Okay, so it is also similar to while, but in while, what we are doing is uh, we are we are only executing the statements inside the while only when the condition is satisfied, right? But in do while, irrespective whether condition is satisfied or not, at least one time we are saying to execute the code. Okay, first time always execute the code without, irrespective of the condition pass or fail, or true or false. Okay, so one time for sure the code should execute. After that, the condition should be satisfied. Okay, then only execute the code. But for the first time, no, don't check the condition. First execute the code, later check the condition. Okay, so that's about the do while. Okay, so the syntax I'm writing here. So for this do, and then flower brackets, and inside flower brackets, basically inside flower brackets we have code here, code to execute, executed. Okay, code to be executed. So here after do we have while. That's why we call it as do while. And do while, inside brackets, do while brackets we have condition. Any doubt? So do this first and then check the condition. Okay, this is the syntax. Okay, so I'm commenting the syntax. We'll see an example. Okay, so let's say same thing. Let j, instead of I am taking j, it's okay. J equal to 0, right? And again I'm saying do. Okay, do console dot log. Here, what is it, number? Okay, it's j, comma j. Okay, so basically we are, whatever doing here inside while, we are doing inside this flower bracket. Okay, here j plus plus, only the condition is inside the while j is less than 5. Any doubt? See, can you understand the difference? So do this first and then check the condition later. So once the condition is satisfied, then you can go to the next iteration. Okay, but the difference is at least once it will execute this one. Okay, I'll check that. Okay, I'll comment this one. Yeah. Okay. And yeah. Yeah. Okay. Any doubts still here? Yeah. So here, let's say I'm saying 10. 10 is right. 10 is not less than 5, right? 10 is greater than 5. So basically, if it is a while statement, it will not execute at all. Okay. So yeah. So let's say I'm doing this. Okay. I'll show the difference. So here also I am taking 10. Okay. So while statement should not execute at all, right? But here do statement will execute at least once. Yeah. So let's see. See, it executed once. After that, it checked 10 is less than 5, so it didn't satisfy. So it didn't go to the loop again. Okay, but at least once it went without checking the condition. Once it executed and then printed this value. But here, because 10 is less than 5 is not satisfied, so it didn't start to print at all. Yeah. So that is about do while, right? Okay. So there is two more. I think so. For off, for let's say for off statements, for off loop. Let's say okay. So let's see the syntax first. Okay. Uh, for we have brackets. Generally, it's like previous thing only. So here inside, generally inside first statement we have three different expressions, right? But for off doesn't have that. So off will be inside the bracket. So what you'll have is some variable. Okay, we'll have some variable of. Okay, variable of, we call it as iterable. Iterable can be like arrays, strings, maps, sets, and more. Okay, so any iterables you'll get to know once we see the example. But iterable means, let's say if you take an array, array is list of values, right? So any group of values are there which we can iterate over, we can loop over. So that is nothing but an iterable. Okay, so variable of that iterable, variable of iterable. Okay, iterable, and then you execute the code here. So code to be executed. Okay, so we'll see some examples. Yeah. Okay. So this is a syntax. I'm commenting it. Let's see an example. Okay, let see array itself. Okay, let's say there's a numbers array. Okay, numbers equal to, let's say 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma. Okay, so this is an array, right? Basically it's a numbers is an iterable here. Okay, so for every number of that iterable I want to loop the I need to take each number of the iterable and want to print. Okay, I want to take each number of numbers and print each number, let's say. Okay, so for that I'm using for of loop. Okay, so for, okay, for number of numbers, let's say number of numbers is an iterable. Okay, so for each number of these numbers I can write this one anything. So I can say each number of numbers. Okay, numbers. It take each number of numbers and do whatever you want. Okay, so I'm here. I'm just printing it up. Okay, console.log. I'm just printing each number. So here I'm saying a number. Okay, print each number. Okay, so uh, so each number, it can be anything. This can be anything. What did this says is take each number or any this number of these numbers, whatever iterable is there, pick each one of them and then give it to this, and then execute the code which is inside the loop. Okay, yeah. So here, what do you think the yes, we get number 1, number 2, like that. Yeah, yeah. Any doubt? Yeah. So yeah, this is an example of fur off. Okay, there is one last one, which is fur in. Okay, so fur in is also iterate over it also iterates, right? But the main difference is it iterates over the properties of an object. You know what is object, right? Yeah. What is an object? Collection of properties. Each properties are nothing but key value pairs, right? Yeah. So it's a collection of key value pairs. So if there is an object, this for in loop will be used to iterate over that object of that over the properties of that object. Okay. So this is for in loop, for in loop. Okay. So syntax is syntax for, instead of we have in here. Okay. So for here inside this bracket we have in. So some key. Okay, key in object. Okay, so you'll take key in object, in the object. Okay, and then you'll iterate over them. Okay, so yes, so here inside we have some code to be executed. So I think if you see the example, it will be clear. Okay, let's see an example. Okay, let's say I'm first we need to have an object, right? In order for it to loop. So let's create an object. So let's say person is an object. Okay, person is equal to, let's say I'm using key value pairs. So first name. Okay, first name John. Okay, last name John. Last name is Doe, and age 25. Okay, so this is an object. I've created an object. So yeah, it is ending with this one. Okay, so here we are using, so in order I want to, how many key value pairs are there? 3. So every time I mean we must be able to pick a particular key, and then use operate on that key. Okay, so for example, for let key. Okay, first we need to declare key in person, right? So key in person. So let's print out the person each of the key values. Okay, console dot. Okay, I'm saying we have key. I'm saying the key has a value of this. Okay, any let's try to understand this statement. Okay, so basically we can access object. Okay, we can iterate over the object using for in loop. Okay, so how are we trying to iterate? So every time this key will it will take each key. Okay, first time it will take first name, second time it will take last name, third time it will take age. Okay, once it is done it will come out of the loop. So because it takes every time uh, each one, so that key I'm printing. Okay, console.log means I'm printing key. I'm using the concatenation. Okay, and I'm printing this one. Okay, so first name is John uh, colon, right? You'll get what value is person of key. Person of key is what? Yeah, basically key. What is key here? First name. So first name is John. Okay, next key it will take here is last name. So last name is Doe, because person of last name is Doe, right? Yeah. So next key is age. So person of age is 25. So all these three will print in sequence, will be printed in sequence, right? Yeah. So I'll just comment this one as well. Any doubt? So for object, especially for object, we use for in loop. Other iterables like uh, arrays and strings. Okay, arrays, strings, maps, and other things we use. Other iterables we use for off. Okay, in order to loop over. Any doubt? Yeah. I think this is about the loops. We can, you know, I mean, till now we just saw the basic examples, but I'll give some exercise kind of thing. Yeah? So right there, so that we can, check in the next class. Yeah, the exercise would be, let's say, sum of array elements. Okay, so that means just writing here, sum of, you have to find the sum of array elements. Sum of array elements. Okay, so that means first you have, let's say, that means you have array, you should have array of numbers, right? So let's say numbers array will be like 10, let's say, like 20, 30, 40, and 50, let's say. Okay, so for this you need to find the sum. Okay, but what is the initial value of sum? Initially sum is 0, right? What you have to do, you have to iterate over this iterable. Okay, and every time you iterate, what you have to do, you have to add sum to numbers, right? So generally what you are inside the code, what you'll be having, so sum equal to sum plus, sum initially is 0, sum plus whatever the first value of numbers of instead of array 0, because it's iterable, Okay, uh, we can, yeah, let's say if you use only, first for loop, I, for I is equal to 0, I less than, like that, if you use that one, right, you'll get I here instead of 0. Yeah, so using this, try to iterate. Yeah, uh, yeah, I think it's, let's do this first, later we can see. Just, yeah, uh, yeah, with a for loop, you can use the, because it's an iterable, you can use for off loop, right? So try to do with both, you'll get an idea. You can write this down if you want. Yeah. This is just, sum equal to sum plus, this is a hint basically. Okay, these two are hint to you how to add previous values. Okay, clear? Okay, I'll